What's up, everybody? Thanks for joining me on these analysis. We're going to be looking at SMCI today. So we're currently sitting at 45.94 after seeing our major drop off of earnings. Today we're up 2.32%. We came back above our major trend line that we've been holding pretty well. We have two major trend lines, I would say. Our first one is this major one that's been established from 2022. We had multiple touches. We've used it as a floor and then as a ceiling, as you can see here. And we have this downward sloping trend line here that we broke out of, retested off of, and now we're back above that one. And then we have this other upward sloping trend line, which is our secondary upward sloping trend line. This is the primary, this is the secondary one. And we're back above that one, looking pretty good. Nice little green hammer to the upside. Looks like we're about to wick fill this. That would be ideal. When you take a look to the left-hand side, you do have clean traffic to the upside. And when you take a look at the daily, you actually have a major gap all the way over here. You can see that huge gap from 48 to around 55. So we'll see if we can fill that. That would be awesome. You're talking about a major move if we run up from 48 up to 55. You know, that's a 12% move just from, or a 13% gap, which would ultimately result in, you know, about a 20% move from price right now. So that's pretty nice. I would imagine it's going to happen. I don't know when, but I would expect it to happen for sure. As long as we don't get anything catastrophic happening anytime soon, but I think we could fill that. We have a clean move when you take a look at the weekly. After breaking 47.11, we could potentially see a nice little move. And of course, we have rejection right here at this key level right here. And it's been rejection for a little bit now. We'll see. This is starting to look like a nice little ascending triangle. When you take a look, you have your horizontal level, you have an upward sloping trend line. Price is getting tighter and tighter, as you can see. Started off pretty loose, and now we're just getting, the moves are getting smaller and smaller, and then that potentially means a major breakout to the upside. So we'll see if that ascending triangle plays out. That would be the ideal scenario, of course. We'll see. We'll be keeping an eye out for it right now. And like I said, on the daily, we're creating a nice little bull flag on a small time frame. We'll see if it plays out. It's still very early on. And on the SMAs, we are holding above our 20, but we will have a little bit of rejection here on the 50, sitting at 47.89. And we did find a bounce off the 200, which is a very key level. Thank God we held that, because once you lose the 200, that's going to be hard to break back through. And on the weekly, we held our 50-week SMA, used it as a floor, broke above the 20, and we're using that as a floor now. So we broke, retested off the 20, and now it looks like we're trying to push up higher. So this is a perfect scenario. I'm imagining that this major dip that we saw on SMCI is just going to be an absolute great buying opportunity for long-term investors, not financial advice. But it'll be one of those, I can't believe I didn't buy it, or I'm so glad that I did buy it. On the weekly, for the 8 EMA, this is our short-term trend, identifier, if you will. We have our major drawdown, close back above it, retest, continuing higher. This thing happens over and over again, breaking, retesting, and continuing. We saw the same thing here, and we had a little pullback after a nice little move up here from 40 all the way up to 47 or so. Nice little pullback to 44, and now it looks like we're trying to continue the momentum to higher targets. Volume's kind of been steady, not too high, but not extremely low either. Sitting anywhere from 20 to 30 million on average, at least this past week. Hopefully we can get a little spike in momentum and see some large engulfing candles to the upside. When we take a look at the weekly RSI, we have a nice little trend established. We fell underneath our primary trend line, but we are starting to slightly break back through. I'll draw it out for you. can see that here. So we broke underneath it, but it looks like we're trying to fight back above it. We have our yellow moving average that's going to act as a little bit of resistance, but it will act as a floor once we surpass it. And it looks like we got a nice little double bottom or triple bottom here. And it's taking a steep climb here on the daily RSI. So we'll see if the momentum can continue and we can get to overbought territory. SMCI does move very quickly when it gets going. So in the snap of a finger, this thing could be at overbought territory really quick. So keep an eye on that. And here, looks like this downward pressure kind of slowed down, and you can see the momentum's dying out. The blue line is kind of going horizontal now instead of downward, and I'm sure we're going to get a flip on the weekly in time. Daily's already looking good. Got a double bottom, pushing higher. Momentum is building up little by little, and the blue moving average is holding well above the orange, ready to break back into bullish territory. Key levels to watch for is honestly this structure right here. So this key level of resistance, support and resistance at 56 to about 61, plus you have this golden zone from this entire move right here, sitting on top of it. So it's confluence together. So you have double the resistance here. So ideally you want to break above 70, use that as support, and continue higher. But in terms of candles, it looks like a clean move once you surpass 66. It looks like you could use that level as support and ride this move all the way up because you have clean candles, and potentially make our way to the top of this channel and beyond. Hopefully make contact with this upward sloping trend line at some point and break that, continue back this original trend that we had of this incredibly steep move. I could definitely see us making a solid recovery, and this would just be an amazing buying opportunity when you take a look back. We're still down from all-time highs, roughly 63%, and it was all the way down like 86%. So it's probably still a great opportunity at this point. Like I said, not financial advice. Make sure you do your own research before purchasing these products. But it's a very volatile thing, so make sure you have the stomach and appetite for that volatility. Dollar cost average in, and you'll more than likely be okay. Make sure you drop a like and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.